Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so I've got a stack of movies over here. This is just stuff I've collected over the past like 2 months. I'll show you if I can avoid spilling it. Little preview. Alright. So yeah, this is just stuff I've gotten from Target and my local video store, which is still open against all odds, flea markets, the Dollar Tree. Most of them are DVDs. There's a few Blu-rays in here, but I think the meat of this is in the DVDs. There's a lot of stuff in here that I've been looking for a long time that are kind of hard to get. There's a few in here that I've always kind of wanted to get that aren't necessarily hard to get. I just never bit the bullet on them. And I saw them on DVD at the bookstore for like $1 or $2. So hell yeah, I'm going to get those. All right, first, I won't dwell on this too long. Studio 666. I have a video reviewing this already. So if you're interested in that, check it out. This came out the same day that X did, and I had a choice, and I picked this one because I hadn't seen it yet. Funnily enough, the day it came out, and this says a lot about brick and mortar stores now, there was only one copy of this on Blu-ray in my town. Walmart didn't have it, Best Buy didn't have it. Target had one copy, and it wasn't just sold out down to one copy. I checked the night before, they had one copy of this the day it released, and it's mine. So, all right, now this is the Dollar Tree section of the video. I know we all love Dollar Tree. $1.25 tree, I guess now. First is a Blu-ray of The Devil's Machine. Pretty cool cover. It looks like it's trying to be Hellraiser. Chick's got pins in her head, but then also a weird metallic robotic demon guy. What has died lives again. And as much as it looks like a Hellraiser ripoff, on the back it seems like a period piece about a cursed doll. So who knows? Who knows with Dollar Tree, right? This might be awesome. Probably not. But you never know. They did do good on the cover art, though. That's pretty sick. Alright, next. The Night of the Zombies collection. 5 movies on 2 DVDs. The reason I got this, it's got Night of the Living Dead. It's got Last Man on Earth. White Zombie, Revolt of the Zombies. But most importantly, Zombie Hell House, which is God, I can't get that to focus. I mean, it's just House by the Cemetery, which I didn't own because I'm not a big Italian guy, but I own it now. So yeah, and all this other stuff, I mean, classics that I don't watch enough of. Next is another collection. This is 8 creature features, the Screaming Skull collection. This has the Screaming Skull, which I've heard of, the Vampire Bat, Atom Age Vampire, which I've heard of, Dead Men Walk, Monster Maker, the Mad Monster, Tormented, and Scared to Death. Who knows if any of these will be good? I'm sure more than likely this will be something that I throw on around October for background noise, and I might get enthralled by one and actually watch it. But yeah, either way, it was $1.25 for 8 movies. Next is Bride of Scarecrow. I mean, this is gonna be crap, right? I'm pretty sure it's part of a franchise. It was $1.25. Again, That's the whole reason to shop at Dollar Tree. I don't expect much from this though, but I bought it. And keeping with that theme, Robert Reborn. This one I'm actually curious about. I mean, I'm a sucker for doll movies, and from what I've seen in the trailer and on the back, this is actually practical dolls. I mean, if you use practical dolls, I'm gonna enjoy the movie to an extent, at the very least just for that, right? As long as they're not CGI, I'm down. Even if, like, what I want from a doll movie, I'll use my boss man figure. If you just do this. Have somebody under the camera, moving the doll. Don't use CGI. If you do that, I'm probably down to at least watch it. My big question is, because I know this is a trilogy or a franchise. Anybody who's seen these, is there some deep lore? Because this looks like their little cheeky attempt at the reboot trend. Is there some deep Robert lore I need to watch the other movies for before I dig into this one? Let me know if you are aware of that. I doubt it, but who knows? All right. Now, on to a recent obsession of mine, which is collecting snapper cases, flapper cases, whatever you want to call them. That sound. Fearcom. This is one I've been meaning to pick up forever. This is not a great movie, but a nostalgic one for me. I remember renting it when it came out, and it's okay. I mean, it's a 2000s movie. What year was this? 2001, I guess. One thing I will say about this movie, Jeffrey Combs, he has a very small role in this. He's probably on screen for 10 seconds total, and he's the most interesting character in the movie. Every time I watch it, I just think to myself, like, man, I want to follow that guy around for 90 minutes because he's infinitely more interesting than anybody else in the movie. But yeah, Fear.com with a snapper case. I don't know why I like these so much. I think it's just because they're a relic of a bygone era. The second of the snapper cases is Spawn, the director's cut. I haven't seen this in probably 15 years or so, but I remember liking it. I enjoy John Leguizamo. The practical effects are cool. I don't know the popular opinion on this movie, other than I think it was too tame for a Spawn movie. Should have been way more gory and raw, but this is the R-rated director's cut. I don't know how much that adds to it, but I might find out soon. And the last of the snapper cases, the one I'm most excited about. I got this from my video store, which has managed to stay open. It's a video store that's been open in my town for like 25 or 30 years. This guy always has juicy shit. He's gotten me a lot of great stuff, and he doesn't drag me over the coals for it. And he had this Creepshow. Look at that cover art. One of my favorite anthologies, probably my favorite anthology. One of my favorite cover arts of all time. So rad. I'm so excited to get this, honestly. Like, it's so fucking cool. I don't know how it looks or anything. Don't really care. I had to get it. It's beautiful. And it's in a snapper case. I know everybody loves that sound. And there's old Jordy growing his moss. Alright, this one I got at a yard sale. Never seen it. Always wanted to. Now I own it, so no rush on that. But I've heard it's a horrible movie. Garbage Pail Kids. I just want to see the practical dolls in this. I paid like probably $4 or $5 for it, so not bad, especially for getting to actually finally see it. Next, another one I haven't seen that I've been curious about for a long time. Dark Ride from the After Dark Horror Fest days. I've heard good things about it. Not great things, but I've always been curious, so I picked it up. This one I'm really excited about. I've been looking for this for a while because I don't have the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings. This is a special movie to me. This is a movie that my mom rented for me back in the day when it was a new release. I remember that very clearly because it was on the new release section of the video store. Has Amy Dolan's in it, directed by Jeff Burr. Can't go wrong with Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings. Cool cover art too. All right, next is Jeepers Creepers 2. I mean, me and my wife are running through this franchise just based on the fact that they might be making another one someday, maybe. I'd seen the first two. She's never seen anything beyond the first one, I don't think. So we decided to watch 1, 2, and 3 soon, and now I own 2 finally. So this is the what I'm gonna call the what the fuck section of the haul. These are some of the most exciting ones for me, but I think a lot of people will be scratching their head and being like, why the fuck did he buy that garbage? But I love garbage. And the first of that garbage is I Know Who Killed Me with Lindsay Lohan. I've been wanting to get this because I remember seeing it back in the day and I don't remember anything from it other than I think she like lost her leg and she's probably the killer and that she's a stripper. I don't know. That's about all I remember from it. What year was this? 07? I mean, yeah, I kind of collect all of these like 2000s slasher and slasher adjacent movies. I just have a thing for them. Don't judge me. All right, next is a good one. This is the Crow triple feature with City of Angels, Salvation, and Wicked Prayer. I think I saw City of Angels way back in the day, but the reason I bought this is for Wicked Prayer. I mean, this has Edward Furlong, Tara Reid, and David Boreanaz in it. This movie exists, and I feel like it's gonna be one of the greatest things I've ever seen. So I'm really excited about that. I might have to go back and start from the beginning and watch all of them, or I might just watch Wicked Prayer. I'm not sure yet, but I got them now. This is another very exciting one for me. Devil in the Flesh with Rose McGowan. I remember when this came out, my sister rented this movie, and if anybody rented anything in my house, I watched it. And I remember my first thought when I saw this is that this is horrible. My second thought was, man, Rose McGowan is hot. And I've always told myself if I saw this, I would grab it. And I saw it. So now I get to see just how bad it was. Because I was, what is this, 98? So yeah, I was like 14 probably when I saw this. This is more like probably a made-for-TV style erotic thriller than it is a slasher. But it's probably influenced by Scream and stuff, so it's probably hilarious. And the last of the what the fuck movies is the classic Alone in the Dark from Uwe Boll. I love House of the Dead, ironically, of course. It's a horrible movie, but I think Uwe was the Claudio Fragasso of the 2000s. If you're not like bitter towards his movies, you can have a good time with them. And I've heard that this is pretty bad. It used to be on a lot of the worst movie ever made lists. I know that there is supposedly a scene in here where a character who is supposed to have died is in the background of the frame and just stands up and walks off. Christian Slater, Tara Reid, and Stephen Dorff. That's 2 movies with Tara Reid and Stephen Dorff so far in this haul. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I expect this to be really horrible, and I expect to enjoy it a lot. Here's one that I got for a ridiculous deal, in my opinion. The Wraith, the Vestron release. No slipcover, but I don't really care about that. I got this for $3. I didn't pick this up when it first came out. I probably would have eventually, and when I saw this for $3, I mean, I had to grab it. It's got Charlie Sheen and Clint Howard in it. An 80s movie about a killer ghost on a motorcycle, I believe, or maybe a car. I think it's a car. But yeah, this is gonna be a good time, and I got a hell of a deal on it. So there's that. I also picked up Manborg. This is one I've heard a lot of great things about. Steve Kostansky movie, shot all on a green screen, I think. Just a really big, campy homage to really cheesy sci-fi stuff. Great cover art too, ridiculous cover art. Straight out of the 80s, like a Canon film or something. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm also really excited about Frankensteins Army. I love this movie. This is a found footage movie about some Nazi hunters who run into the wrong village, and they run into Dr. Frankenstein, who was making a bunch of ridiculous, I mean, you can see right here, if you haven't seen this and you like creature effects, go watch this movie. You'll enjoy it. Great stuff. This is another one from my local video store. Few bucks. Student Bodies. Never seen it. Apparently it was owned by CN at one point, whoever that is. But yeah, really hard to find. Heard a lot of great things about it. Pretty excited to see it. This was made when? 1981. If that's right. I guess it is if it's on here, but I would have assumed this was later in the 80s, but it's 81 apparently. It's one of the original slasher comedy kind of movies. Super stoked to see this. And lastly, and this is actually the one I'm the most excited about, because I have been looking for this forever and I can never find it. I've brought this up in a video before, which go check out, by the way. It's called 5 Movies That Deserve a Blu-ray Release, and it's gotten 9 views, which is really discouraging because I thought that was a pretty good video, but it is Bats on DVD, and most importantly, this is the exclusive R-rated director's cut. This is a really fun movie. It is late 90s. It's a creature feature, but it's kind of framed like a disaster action movie. They tried to make this feel as big as they could. It's got Lou Diamond Phillips in it. Pretty good practical effects. I've heard that this version is a lot gorier, which I'm excited to see because I've only ever seen the theatrical version. Well, theatrical, the video store. I mean, I guess if this is rated R, then hold on, give me 1 second. All right. So this is the VHS tape. Hold on. This is out of focus. Come on. Focus up, baby. There we go. All right. So this is the VHS. And it's PG-13. I wouldn't have thought this was PG-13, but I guess so. Now we have the rated R director's cut. Finally. I've been looking for this for freaking ever. And even that used bookstore knew, because they labeled it Rare and Critter. Or Critter. And they were charging $10 for it. Their DVDs are never that expensive, so they knew what they had. But still, this is in really good shape. The disc isn't scratched up at all, hardly. So I'm very excited about this. It is a huge upgrade from my VHS tape. It's a shame it wasn't in a snapper case. That would have been cool, because then they could have added this textured bat on the cover. But yeah, that's the haul. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a little bit of a longer video to make up for the fact that I missed last week altogether. So hopefully that makes up for it a little bit. And also, if you're still watching, you know, all of these are up for a review. So if you saw one that you want me to talk about, just let me know in the comments. I'll put it on a list and I'll try to get to it. So I guess that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time.